These days, video game box art is virtually interchangeable. It's all about the logo and branding, which is a horrible corporate shame. Oh, what's that, idiot? They do that so the games can stand out on the shelves? Oh, is it? Is it now? So that's why they do it. And you see, game boxes were once a quarter of the size they are today and still managed to feature the bright, colourful artwork that leapt out at you and grabbed your eyeballs and licked them. Now what have you got to say for yourself? For any fan of gaming in the 80s, there's no question the art of Bob Wakelin, which graced scores of games published by Imagine and Ocean Software, he also did a lot of work for Marvel Comics UK, was leagues ahead of anything else. Though sadly no longer with us, Wakelin was once prolific, often turning around up to 3 designs a week, all of them notably better than 99% of any other game artwork of the time, and 1000% better than modern cover art. Indeed, it's hard to argue against him being a major factor in Ocean's dominance of home computer gaming, as that would be a dull argument to have. His gorgeous designs often helped to shift many otherwise unremarkable games. Contrary to urban legend, Wakelin didn't design the iconic logo for Ocean. However, he did take the logo as created by some unnamed graphic artist and give it the sleek airbrush look with which it would become synonymous. Here's a brief gallery of some of his finest work. Though far from my favourite Wakelin piece, it lacks the cohesion of some of his other art. The cover of Epic is a favourite of many, albeit mostly Amiga owners for whom polished turds are something of a delicacy. Ha 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 ha, Batman! Definitely in my top 3 Wakelin pieces, the cover of Ocean's Batman felt like a long-lost Brian Bolland masterpiece. I would yearn for an entire Batman book illustrated by Wakelin. I did stare at the cover for slightly longer than might be considered normal, trying to work out how he did the things he did. Wakelin reportedly hated having to do more cartoonish covers, but Mikey demonstrated his versatility. Also, like many malfunctioning teenagers, I had a slight crush on one of the characters. Which one? The caretaker at the back, who appears to have had a stroke. Billy the Kid featured a truly gorgeous sepia-tinned illustration ruined by a logo which appears to have been partially rendered from red fun fur. My only bone of contention here is that the fella's gun on the left is an entirely different hue to the rest of the piece. "Look, Mum, whirlybirds!" shouts the excited main figure in this image. If Wakelin hadn't been so busy working for Ocean Software, he could have been illustrating 1980s action movie posters. Plus, we've all laid a few cables, haven't we, lads? Few as impactful as this one, I'd wager, although one of mine did once land so hard that it cracked the pan. Daley Thompson's Decathlon earns its place in this list because I once saw Daley Thompson in the park. What was he doing? Getting drunk under the slide, duh! It might seem like an odd statement, but 2 of the things I really liked about Wakelin's figure work were the way he painted powerful forearms and soulful eyes. And yes, that is what I look for in a man. Also, clammy plums. Again demonstrating Wakelin's versatility, the WizKid cover was a spot-on R-Crumb pastiche. Also, there's a cat or a dog or something on a toilet, which is hard to argue against. What I really loved about the way Wakelin did his more cartoony pieces was how he'd combine intricate airbrush detail and shading on characters with a thick black outline. Where Time Stood Still had the sort of cover you could never get away with these days due to the saucy lady whose nip-nips, the third rudest part of the human body, can clearly be seen through her tight t-shirt. Sadly, while Wakelin had the anatomy of ladies down to a fine art, that T-Rex is a bit of an abomination. He doesn't even have a hat on. For me, Wakelin epitomised an era where the potential of gaming was greater than the reality, and this was never better demonstrated than through the great man's artwork. His covers weren't disposable like the label on a tin of beans, they're an integral part of an overall package. Unlike the nameless generic cover artist of today, you'd be proud to hang his art on your walls, and that many of his covers are more fondly remembered than the games themselves is a fitting legacy for this unassuming talent.